Good morning, social fam. NLK3 here with another video coming at you this morning. And I'm back in the car, gonna go ahead and adjust this a little bit. Got a beard now. 100 videos, 100 topics are over. Still doing a book a week. Now on a new 12-week challenge update. What up, YouTube fans? And so basically you're probably watching the new video series, or the video series is about to start. I don't know when this video is gonna be out, but doing a new video series on basically setting goals, going over goals, and executing those goals and showing you how to do so. But today's video is I wanna talk about basically something that's a very interesting topic. And the topic of discussion today is going to be on categorizing. Now, categorizing could be everything from cars, sex, religion, it could be ethnicity, it could be culture, it could be categorizing is anything, rich, poor, whatever the case may be. And the thought that today that I want to put out there for y'all to think about, because I'm going to be doing some random thoughts and videos like this, putting them on YouTube so you guys can all check them out. I like to put different discussions out there, I like to put things in perspective out there. Entrepreneur, Silicon Valley, yada, 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 yada. NLK3 short for normally Kinsey III. You can search and check me out below. But I want to talk about this topic about basically categorizing. And what I want to say is when we categorize, categorization is the one thing that causes, say for instance, conflict or controversy or discussion, right? So there's pros and cons to categorizing that could be good or could be bad, right? It just depends on however you look at basically the situation, the categorization, and so on and so forth. But it's very interesting because if we weren't to categorize as much as we are on every single topic, we wouldn't have so many issues in the world, because categorization, it's basically where, where basically racism comes into play. It's where basically controversy comes into play. It's where disagreement comes into play. It's where argument comes into play. You know, categorization isn't always the greatest thing to do, because then when you categorize, then you have these freaking things that come up, and these issues and these problems and all of the things. And I think that the biggest thing is that, like, you know, we categorize each other and we put ourselves inside these boxes, you know, because as human race, we want to basically have things categorized, right? We want to have things organized. We want to have things structured and set up. I mean, the whole United States government, right, is categorized, and it's put in these places and boxes and everything, right? It's like, you know, think about categorization. You know, women's rights. Think about Black Lives Matter. I mean, that's a category. You know what I'm saying? I got Instagram. Someone followed me saying Black love. I mean, you're categorizing yourself in that specific category. You know, and the thing is that, say for instance, you know, before, you know, we got the ability to communicate with each other, before we had the ability to be able to talk or have all the things that we have in 2017, right? Everything from roads and street signs and all of the laws and the bylaws and the cars and, you know, the different things. I mean, back when it was back way back, you know, if you want to go back to, like, say for instance, ancient times, they didn't do as much categorization. There wasn't as much issues and problems, and then you take it to the next level. Then we have social media and YouTube and the platforms for us as individuals to be able to voice our opinion, like I'm doing right now. You know, and if individuals are using it to voice their opinion in a negative way, it's not going to be good for society. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things out there that I think that you know, categorizing has a negative impact on, and also, say for instance, a positive impact. And you know, leave some comments below. I want you to give me one comment as what's one good thing that you think categorizing does, and what's one thing you think categorizing does on a negative scale. So give it to me on a positive and a negative. So I think the negatives will be a lot easier for you guys to tell me. On a negative scale, it's gonna be super simple, basically, to give me an example of when you categorize how is something negative. And then I'll give you two right now. So on the positive side, categorizing of vehicles. I like that. I like the categorization of vehicles. I like to basically pick my vehicles that I like to drive. On a negative side, categorization with basically, I would say on a negative side, I don't want to start any controversy here, something that's going to be, I'm trying to tread lightly here. So categorization on a negative side is basically discriminating and basically categorizing people by race. That's a negative thing, right? Because we all have our categories of race, but I mean, you can't really change that. That's just the way that life is. But those are two examples on the positive, negative side. Thanks for like, following, connecting. Stay tuned for more. I'm off to the gym, Black Hawk, California, basically going through a lot lately in the past 2 weeks after I stopped the 12-week challenge, but yeah, 12-week challenge, and I stopped the 100 videos on 100 topics. So I finished those. Shit hit the fan, and now basically I'm going through some major transitions with selling a car, getting a new place, business growing, birthdays coming up, yada yada.